Hello, and welcome back to another creepy New Orleans tale. This one takes us to City Park, home of werewolves, shapeshifters, and lost souls. This story takes us back to 1972, a French Quarter bar, popular one, with a barmaid named Chandra, who is quite the looker and very, very popular amongst the guests of the bar. She's very friendly, with a great smile, and very witty. Customers love her. One in particular, a blue collar worker, a mechanic named Charles, who caught Chandra's eye. The two of them began dating, and it got quite serious. But there was one problem. His name was Terry. Now, Terry was quite wealthy and owned quite a few businesses in the area. And he was a partner in the bar where Chandra worked. And he had an eye for her like no other. He offered her gifts, money, trips, anything she could have ever wanted. And she always turned him down. She loved Charles, she would always say. Terry, you're a nice man, but I love Charles. And it wouldn't be right for me to take gifts from you. With every rejection, Terry became more and more obsessed with Chandra. So much so, he began following her. One night, he followed her and Charles to an area in City Park near a lagoon. And he listened while they had a tryst. He listened to Chandra moan and giggle and call Charles's name over and over and over again. And it ignited a rage within him so deep. He felt the only thing he could do to extinguish it was to get rid of Chandra. A few nights later, he approached her at the bar and asked if she needed a ride home. Of course, she told him no. She would walk. She would be fine. This sent Terry spiraling. He followed Chandra. And when he caught up to her, he pressed a gun to her side and said, if you don't get in the car with me right now, I'm going to make you disappear. Of course, she took the threat seriously. She got into the car with him. And as they're driving, Terry is asking her, why would you reject a man like me and be with a man like Charles? He can't do anything for you. He's a mechanic. I'm a man of means. I have money. Her response was that she loved Charles. Charles allowed her to be free. And she told Terry, all you want to do is control me. And I don't want to be controlled. To Chandra's surprise, Terry ends up driving them to the very spot that her and Charles had been in just a few nights before. And that's when she realized he had been watching her. And she knew that if she didn't escape, she was never going to see Charles again. So while Terry sat there, recounting the night her and Charles had their tryst, giving her every detail, every line, she hopped out of the car and ran for her life. But unfortunately, she wasn't fast enough. And Terry caught up to her, knocked her to the ground, and assaulted her. And when he was finished, he pulled his gun out of his pocket. And his final words to her, you should have never told me no. And he shot her 3 times, dead. He went to his car and pulled out a bag and some weights. Went back to Chandra's body, folded her up, stuffed her in the bag, and drug her over to the lagoon, where he watched her sink beneath the water. Of course, he covered it up, telling everyone she had run off. And because Chandra didn't really have any family, no one asked any questions. And life moved on. Until many, many years later, when Charles was on his deathbed and he confessed to his daughter what he had done. Now, what does this have to do with the ghosts of City Park? Chandra still wanders, looking for Charles, hoping he'll show up. Several people have reported seeing a woman wandering on the side of the road. And before they can pull over to offer their assistance, they realize they can see right through her. Needless to say, they keep going. There have been several reports from many lovers who have pulled up near that very lagoon where Chandra's body was laid. And they say when they get into their mode, they can hear a woman outside of the car giggling and tapping on their car windows. One gentleman even reported stepping out of his vehicle and going to the lagoon to relieve himself. And he hears footsteps come up behind him. And he hears someone say, "Charles, is that you? Have you finally come to get me?" And then a push into the water. He said he felt hands on his chest trying to hold him down. Thankfully, he was able to get out of the water and run back to his car. Others say that when they're parked in the area, a young woman will materialize in the seat right next to them. And she looks with a ghastly, rotted face and says, "I'm looking for Charles. Tell him I'm waiting for him." Oh, Chandra. Oh, my dear Chandra. I don't think Charles is coming. Who's going to tell her? So the next time you find yourself riding through City Park in a particular area and you see a young lady walking on the side of the road, don't stop. Keep going. Or if you're parked near a particular lagoon, getting your slap and tickle on, and you hear a little giggle and a tap on your window, you do best to finish your business and move along. Or Chandra just might ask you to join her. What an interesting threesome that would be.